So yesterday had some water on the boil. It's all ice this morning. Gonna have to melt that down. I already woke up this morning, got a fire going. Didn't get as much snow as they forecast. That's all right. Let's walk down to the river here so you can get an idea of what happened overnight. He dug out one of his water bottles this morning and that thing was steaming. The bottle was nice and toasty warm. Very nice and toasty warm. But I think we got a problem this morning. There is not even flowing water, at least as far as we can see, probably well over 100 feet out that way. Yeah. This is what happens when you canoe in the winter. Yeah, the camera's shaking because my hand's cold now. I haven't even put my jacket on yet. But what a wintry mix that is. Maybe walking out today, guys. No shame in that though. Got the old BioLite going here. Charging my phone. Oh yeah. Use this pair of pruning nippers or whatever to cut my wood up into smaller lengths like that. She's a hot burner. So guys, it wasn't 10 minutes literally after I had talked to you guys about the river flowing, and this thing is all ice jammed up now. It's not even moving a lick. I mean, it's not moving. That's how fast the river changed. Freaking crazy. Looks like we're gonna be walking out of here somehow. Big suck factor. We got us a situation. Don't know if you guys can pick that up on film, but it's snowing again. I can't see it on my little LED screen. But I did make some hot chocolate. And got this thing a-blazing. Green light means it's a go to charge. And get all the crap in there. That's all mine. he already packed up his side. Oh shoot, he's just like Justin. He's packed up before I get up almost. Alright guys, I was going to show you these nippers are great for just cutting up some little branches for this BioLite stove. You know, I don't know if when whatever I'd carry these, but definitely on a canoe trip I would, obviously. It works great. Once you get to some of this bigger stuff, you gotta, I mean this isn't too big for it, but you gotta just kind of turn it a little bit and then clip it. Because this stove is a hungry stove. See, that one might be just a little big. Just twist it a little bit. I know might have been out of view there a few times, but these are a little heavy, I ain't gonna lie. But you know, I just stick them in my little carpenter pocket on the side of my pants, and not a big deal. That lock seems to be pretty good. So guys, it's been a really fun trip, exciting. We're not gonna canoe the rest of the way. We have a little over 5 miles to do. It's just too dangerous. The river actually, like you seen a little while ago, clogged up with ice, and that'd just be childish to even think that we'd go any further than that. But so we're gonna pack the stuff up the hill and walk. You know, it's the way it works. Kind of makes it a memorable trip. These are the trips that I remember the most, are the ones that, you know, maybe don't quite work out like you thought they would, or I knew it was a risk when I came, and that's the way it is. For this trip I packed a lot of stuff, and I'm getting ready to show you kind of what all I packed. It's all a mess in here right now, but yeah, let me feed this BioLite some more. That thing is a hungry stove. You gotta keep feeding it. But man, it burns hot. That big old pot that I have for it, it'll boil that water in like 5 minutes. It's charging my phone right now. But I'll get to showing you some of my gear that I took on this trip. Alright, so I took my GoPro, which I always take with me, and honestly, almost never use it. But it's kind of my backup camera in case something happens to you, or this one. I brought my Goal Zero. There was no sun the whole time we were here pretty much, maybe a little bit the first day, but my batteries were already charged. But really, I take this because it has all my cords in here to charge my GoPro and stuff, and my phone cord, and also it has the battery pack. And let me dig out here somewhere real fast. No, this ain't gonna be real fast. Hang on just a second. What I did with my batteries, I'll show you what I did with my batteries and my water bottle last night to help keep them warm enough to be in use. Alright guys, that actually took a little while to find that stuff. So here's what I did for my water bottle, is so it wasn't cold against my skin, because I knew the water in here was going to be a little bit cool. I took a pair of socks literally that I was wearing that night, or that day I mean, and I put my water bottle inside this pair of socks and put it inside my sleeping bag. And that's full of water, and it's nice and watery, which is what I was trying to keep it to do. But throughout the day today, I'm going to keep it covered up. These socks are 100% wool socks, or actually they're not 100, I'm sorry. They're like 90-some% wool. And so I'm going to keep it in that all day like I've been doing. Just whichever sock I switch to. And this other sock here was my other side. And then down in here, I kept all my electronic batteries and things like that in there, and threw it inside my sleeping bag. Like here's my pack for my Goal Zero. This is what I plugged the USB in to and transfer the power into my phone to charge my phone. And that's how I charged my phone yesterday. It was at 4% and charged it to 100%. Brian Robertson gave me this pack here with those Enoloop batteries that you've seen over there. And I love this little storage container for the batteries. It's awesome. I got some extra batteries also to charge up. This is one of the batteries for my Goal Zero, or not Goal Zero, GoPro, sorry. Then, should have a camera battery in here. I got another GoPro battery, and here's my other battery for my JVC Averio, the one that I'm using right now. The other one that I had used earlier, or the first part of the trip, had already died, and this one actually is getting ready to die, so I'll be having to use this battery here soon. check out the BioLite there. Got the cup warming up a little bit. I had it sitting over there. It started to cool off, and yeah, a canteen cup will kind of fit on there. So my camera gear all goes in this dry bag here, which that's the way I've always done it. I can still fit this camera in here also. Was putting my phone in here and leaving this camera out kind of deal during part of the time. And also I have these toe warmers which have a sticky pad on it, and if your battery's not working too good in the cold, you can take one of these, stick it to the back side of your battery to warm it up, to give it enough warmth to keep the battery juice going. Or you can stick these in your shoes, obviously, which I did yesterday. I just keep them right in there. So I brought my Gore-Tex tops and bottoms. Those came in handy yesterday. I brought my regular jacket. Brought my wool blanket. Brought my MS sleep system. Also brought my Thermarest. This is the Trail Scout regular. So also what you see here is I got that pack that I showed on my last video or so, the waterproofing video, and my Sea Lion bag in here. And what's inside that Sea Lion bag is my wool blanket and my MS sleep system. Those two things fit in there. And then I got the rest of this room to put my tarp, my canvas tarp, which is what we used. I'm going to take that down because I like to take my tarp off my stuff if it isn't raining. That way it's easier to get to it. Alright, so what I got here is my drink mix deal. I got some hot chocolate and Kool-Aid dills and oatmeal, different things like that, some spices. This just goes right inside the pot, just like that. Lid goes on it, goes inside the pack. So I brought my wool hat, which I lost it in the river once, and my mittens. I had my haversack, which I have my essentials in it. My muck boots are a must. My tinder bag. Thank you, Justin. Justin gave this to me. And I brought my Write in the Rain notebook. What else? I got this Pathfinder canteen set. I just can't go anywhere without it, seems like. I brought a reflective blanket. I brought my skillet, which is over there, my bowl, and 2 dry bags. I keep everything in 2 dry bags. One's my clothes, the other one's my electronics and food, things like that. Alright guys, all packed up. I'm going to start hiking out to the road. What's happened is he hiked up to the road, met the contact, went and got the vehicle, bringing the contact back to the closest point we can hike to, basically. So we're going to hike our stuff up out of here. And it's pretty much the end of the trip, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed what you've seen. That river is a complete ice mess now. I mean, it's just a disaster. I'm glad we didn't even try to get on it, because what could have happened is we could have got on that river, started out, and then hit an ice pack, basically, and wouldn't have been able to get out. That would have been a disaster, so I'm glad it worked out like it did. I wanted to get you guys maybe a better picture of how frozen that river got. I mean, it is literally impassable. I would not attempt to go out there at all. I'm glad we made the decision we did, because there was a point where we were thinking about at least doing it. All this river right here is crusted over and slushed. We walked this stuff all yesterday, right, this exact spot area, so we know how deep it is, and you can kind of see with your eyes about how deep it is anyway, but still being careful. Underneath this, there's ice underneath it, so there's like those white patches. That's a slick ice spot right underneath the water. So I figured while I was sitting here just kind of waiting for him to come pick us up, we got all of our, I'll just kind of pan around, show you our gear sitting up here. We don't have the canoe up here yet, because in his truck he has a cart for the canoe. But as you can see here, I got my solar charger out, and trying to charge my phone. I have 1% battery. Well, I just called him. He said he's just about 2 miles from the truck. So I've got my solar charger out right now, charging my phone battery. It's very overcast, but it says it's charging, so we'll see. A lot of lessons I learned from this trip. I mean, not bad ones or anything. You know, every time you go out, you should be learning something. And I learned a lot. You know, it's neat to camp with new people because you learn new things. And you can work off of each other's ideas, things like that. The pack that I have right here, it was sitting in water almost all day yesterday. And of course it's all ice now. But the inside of it never seen a drop of water in it. I checked it this morning or whatnot. There's no ice, no water, no nothing. So pretty happy with the waterproofing on it. It didn't even go through the seams. But I did waterproof it inside and out, and really soaked them seams down pretty good. So yeah, very happy with that. This dry bag here fell out of the boat once or twice maybe as we were going. We didn't have it strapped in. It's my clothes. And out of all my bags, I'll be honest with you, that's the one I would really hate to lose. Of course we recovered it. What else can I add to this? Oh, I took my extra pair of shoes. That was kind of nice. The mucks were a must, obviously, to get in and out of the boat off and on. My gloves. If you go and watch one of Justin's videos, these are my mittens, and I think they're called like Arctic mittens or something like that. You can see maybe a little bit of ice on the tip of it here. I had dunked this in the water a few times, even up to, you know, about that far up into it. Just shook it off real fast, and yeah, the problem with these tips right here is I kept dipping into the water when I paddle, and these shed water really good. I waterproofed them like Justin did in his video. If you guys want to know how to do that, you can go check that out at Greer Wolf. The thing you got to be careful with is when you're using a heat gun near the plastic, not to melt it. I did not melt mine, but I actually did these inside and out also, which I feel like that's probably the better option than to just do it all from the outside. It's just the way I feel. You know, everybody has their own opinions. What else? I've been fighting battery life crazy bad. I mean, the cold just sucks the juice out of them things. I even slept, you know, I was sleeping with my stuff, which this is a full battery for this camera, and the camera batteries aren't doing too bad. I just was having a little trouble with keeping the AA batteries charged enough to pump enough juice out to charge my phone. The other night I set my phone and the batteries and stuff kind of near the fire, not too close obviously, just enough to radiate some heat, and it was kind of funny because I had stuck it on the charger and my phone had 40-some%, and weirdly enough it went down to 5%. And I said, wow, that's a little backwards. I don't know if my phone was charging those batteries, but once it heated up, boom, popped my phone up to 100% charge. And wow, I'm just, you know, just the sucking of the batteries from it being so cold. Well, anyways, like these my thermometers, I haven't been able to use them pretty much this whole trip. They worked the first day or so, but it seems like once it gets down to, I don't even know what these things read down to, I can't remember, but we're at single digits right now. Wind chills are way in the negative. 25-mile-an-hour winds, and this one's just turned off. I don't know if the battery just yesterday the other one that's in my pack, it warmed up a little bit and turned back on, and read 14 degrees yesterday. It's a little cold out, I'm not gonna lie. Alright guys, I was just out here. This is a stem off of a goldenrod, and they say that they have a worm inside of these a lot of times. So I'm going to pop this thing open and see if I can find anything in it. Well, only inside this skull I found a little white thing of some sort, not really a worm. I wouldn't say it's a worm. Oh well. Alright guys, that littler gull that I showed you the first time, I'm opening it up right now, and I did find a little something in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see if I can get it off of here. That would probably be a good little, looks like maybe a trout fishing type worm. I'll tilt this camera down just a little bit. Can you see that? So I had that big gull that I found after I found the small one. I was having trouble prying that small one open, but then I just stabbed the tip of my knife in there and just cranked on it a little bit, twisted in the knife actually, and found that little guy. Well guys, it was a lot of fun. I really wish some of you guys could have enjoyed it with me, but I think this is it. See you later. So I just got to my truck, and all these footprints here are all around my vehicle. I'll have to tell you the rest of the story when I get home. What happened? You guys are gonna love this.